Hi guys, can't be in the classroom, but I'm going to try to be there through video. So today we're going to work on, I believe you've been given the worksheet for this. This is our first PowerPoint we're going to put together. And this, you're going to learn the term storyboard as one of your steps. Storyboard is a way to kind of map out what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. So I'm going to take it and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? This is setting up what I want to do and how I want to do it. So it's kind of planning it out in advance. No, I don't do that for every single PowerPoint, but I want to do that with at least one so you can see what a storyboard is. So we're going to hit start. We're going to scroll down to P for PowerPoint. There we go. You can see all my silly pictures there while we're waiting. Now, the videos that you see are going to show all these different templates that you have. I might have a few more at home than you do at school, and they'll show you how to play with them. You've also got some up here that you can do. We're doing something on sports, so let's just for fun go up here and type in sports, and let's see if anything comes up. We do have one for sports. So here's one for a basketball presentation. Here's one for some other sports. So let's just grab this guy and we'll say create. You can pick any design you want for this. The basics is we're just adding different things. So our title is supposed to be Bailey Sports because it says name your school. So we'll say Bailey Sports and we'll erase what they had. The subtitle can be athletic program. Now, if you look at the picture, you've got another text box down here that says presented by, and then you've got a picture. Well, since you picked a design that's already got a picture, we don't really need a picture, but we do need a text box that says who it's presented by. So you're going to say insert text box, and you just put it wherever you want it and say presented by with a capital B, and then the name is your name. And they did the presented by a little bit bigger, and they did the name in italic. Now, can you see that? It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? But if we move the text box up somewhere closer to the dark area, oh, look at that, presented by. I don't really want that to be above my sports title, and I don't really want a capital P in the middle of a word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this little guy down, and I'm going to move my titles up a little bit. Okay, and you can shrink these boxes down as long as they don't cut your words off. You can shrink them down and move them up. Okay. And I'm going to take this little guy and let's put him over here like he's an afterthought, okay? So it's not something you can decide. You can even put it on the basketball if you wanted to. Whatever you want to do, be creative with it. Here down in the dark spot, there's lots of different things you can do, all right? Now the second one is a title and a bullet point. See, these are showing you what you're going to get if you've got it. So if you want to erase these, you can. Let me show you how to find the different ones again. So right here where it says new slide, the second slide has a title and it has content, which is a bullet list. So I'm going to pick the one that says title and content. For my title for that second slide, it says athletic programs. And if you want, if you're creative, you can go to the Bailey website and find some of your sports pictures there. If not, you can go online and get some. I want to show you when I move this, I'm going to get some little guidelines. They're going to tell me when I've hit the center spot. Okay, can you see the little guidelines? And if I want to come back later and make that bigger, I can. All right, I have some different things here in the box. This first one, if you run your mouse over it, this would insert a table. This will insert a chart. Smart Art Graphics, which is something you might want to explore with when you do your next PowerPoint. You can insert pictures from your files or pictures from online. So I don't necessarily have to go insert pictures up here. I can click on this and insert pictures or insert a video. Now videos, you've got to remember copyright rules. And I know we haven't done the copyright video. If you want to see it, just type in Disney copyright video. It's a cute little thing where they take clips of cartoons and tell you what copyright is all about. Okay, so when you're talking copyright, you can only use a few seconds of each one to make it legal, and you have to give credit to whoever wrote that. So what I'm going to suggest is in future PowerPoints, your last slide will be a reference slide. So you'll type references at the top, and then any website that you've used to get information, copy that URL and paste it on that page. And when you get to high school, they'll teach you how to do proper formatting, but I want you to get in the habit of citing where you got your information from. Okay, so this page is going to be bullet points. So I'm going to come here and let's pick this one. And as I type, I'm just going to copy theirs. You can cater yours to whatever you feel the football program or whatever program is. You can pick one sport or talk about all the sports. You make it your own, but just kind of follow this guide. Okay, basketball, baseball, softball. And you can add some if you want, all right? Now, to me, that looks kind of odd, just sitting off to the side over here. You can either keep it to the side and maybe add a picture to be creative, or you can move it over, whatever you want to do. You can make it bigger. So by making it bigger, you'll notice that they kind of run down. What you're going to have to do is grab this. This is called a handle, and pull it out, and then come down this way, and then you're going to center it again. Okay, now it's centering it based on the size of the box. So if you want a true center, shrink that box down, bring it up, and use the little guidelines to help you. All right, so let's say I don't really like that. Maybe I want something like a picture or another design. I just highlight those and I come back here. If I don't like what's here, I can customize it. I can pick a design from one of these different things. I like web dings and wing dings. So let's see if I can find those. Web dings. Da, 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 da. The video only gives me 15 minutes, so I have to make sure I get this done. UVW. Here we go. Let's do web dings. And if I found something here that represented sports, again, you've got a scroll bar here. Okay, we got some skiers. Here's a golfer, it looks like. So maybe I could do that for my bullet points. Now I've got golfers. Remember, this has got to be opened and expanded. I can change the color of my words. I can change the color of my golfers. So watch this. I'm going to highlight everything. Come on now. I'm going to highlight everything again. Let me show you how to change the color of the golfers. I'm going to go back to bullet points. When I go bullets and numbering, there's a little color bucket right here. And I can change the color to black and say okay. And of course it didn't work. It is black. Okay, so let's change it to maybe green. Let's see if that works. There you go. Now you got little green golf men. There's lots of different things you can do. If I don't want to use the pictures or those different icons, I can come where it says picture. And from online pictures, let's ask for a basketball. We just grab one that we like and insert and say okay, and now that becomes our bullet point. So be creative. If you want a space between the bullet and the words, make sure you do it for every single one so that it's nice and even. Make sure you're picking something that's got enough contrast, meaning that the background and the foreground are two different colors so that you can see them, okay? Next one says participation by program. And again, that's going to be a title and content slide. So we're going to say participation. I can't. Participation by program. It's late at night, guys, so bear with me here. You can leave it there. You can center it, whatever you decide. The storyboard is just kind of like a basics of what you want to do, but I would try to make it the same on all. So if I'm going to center it on slide 2, I need to center it on slide 3. For the sake of time, I'm going to keep going. It says insert a bar chart. So this second one is a chart. If I click on that and say bar and say okay, this is actually from spreadsheet software. So what you're going to do is type in maybe boys participation, how students participate in sports. And they're talking both genders throughout, so I'm going to say boys, girls. And then this one I want to delete, but it's kind of hard to do from here. So there's a little box right here that's going to take me to the actual spreadsheet software. Now I know I haven't taught you spreadsheets yet, but this is very basic and very simple. You click on this button, it'll take you to an actual spreadsheet page. And then when you highlight the D for the column and hit delete, that goes away. All right? Then come over here and it's football. And then arrow down, and I think we had soccer next, S-O-C-C-E-R. And then we had basketball and baseball. And let's add one more, we'll do softball. Now you just come and add numbers. So I have no idea, just ignore that, it's because I added an extra line. I have no idea how many people play on a team. I'm not really a sports fan, but I'm sure there's sports people in the classroom you can ask if you don't know. So let's just throw 15 and 20 and 25 and 30 and softball, we'll say 9. I don't know. And the girls, we'll say 10. We'll say 12. Maybe we don't have as big a teams. I honestly do not know anything about these different teams, so you decide who plays what and why. After you get all your numbers entered, you just close it and it shows up on your page. So you can come here and maybe change the chart title to Bailey Sports. Good grief. I know better than to film late at night. Bailey Sports. These are called your axis, which we'll talk about when we get to the spreadsheet unit. This is called a legend. So this is telling me that if it's red, it's girls, or it's kind of like an orangey red, and if it's bright red, it's boys. When we get to the spreadsheet unit, I'll show you how to add and adjust all that stuff. You've also got templates up here. So if you don't like the way it looks, you can choose something different to make it stand out more. There's just different things that you can do to make it different from your background. So you've got these choices up here you can choose from. The last one I want to show you, and the other ones you can figure out because you guys know how to insert pictures from the Word projects we did. I want to take you to the fourth square. So I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to say, let's do this one again, because again it's title and content. So this is sports for each gender. I'm not sure why they're capitalizing some and not the others, but we'll leave it alone. All right, so if I'm just doing regular bullet points, watch what happens. If I say male sports, when I come to the next line, that's not a main header. I'm going to tab in and say football and baseball. To get back to a main sport, when I get to this next line, I'm going to have to backspace. And if that doesn't work, what I've done before, see what it just did? It just backed it all the way. Put your cursor after the word sports. Do your next main header, which is female sports. Then you're going to cut this. So you're going to highlight it. You're going to cut it. You're going to come up to male sports, hit enter, tab, and you're going to paste. You can erase this one. Come on now. The delete key works better than backspace. And then come down and do the female sports. So again, tab to get it in. What I suggest, and the reason I wanted to do this one first, is I want you to do your main headers first and then go back and insert your secondary headers. Save it. You're going to say File, Save As. You're going to put it in your IOP folder, and this one is going to be called Bailey Sports. When you're done, you have to save it and close it, and then upload it to Canvas for me, and I'll grade it for you. Be watching Canvas for comments and grades, and I'll see you on the next video. So let me close this out and stop the share and end the meeting.